Hey guys, and welcome back to another YouTube video. In this video, we're going through my round 18 fantasy team review, going through what was a really good round for me yet again. I scored a 2407, which gave me a round rank of 2251 and an overall rank of 4594, so 4594, which was up roughly about 1020 slots, 1031 actually. My math was completely not working, but I just want to check quickly. The highest score for the round was a 2576, which I'm guessing had a golden a VC or a golden captaincy involved. Yeah, golden straight captaincy. I should have done that. That would have gained me another 18 points, which would have been good. And yeah, they had other guys in there that scored really well. But I was close. I just had a couple of, I think the midfielders led me down just a little bit, if I remember correctly. Yeah, my midfield and Jack Crisp let me down just a little bit there. Another 40 score from him, and I was up there, and a better captaincy score, even though I got my third best score for the round. Out of a player was my captain score, so not the worst in the end. But anyway, before we jump into this video, remember to like and subscribe, turn the notification bell on so you know when I upload, and let's get into this video. So, as you'll see here, Lockie Whitford 132. I was really happy about this. I saw his quarter time split, I believe, and I just thought he might go big. I think he started off slow in this game as well. Let me just double check in that. His first quarter was a 31, but I'm pretty sure it was slow-ish. His second quarter, he ended up scoring a 30 as well. So he was always tracking really well. And then a 32, and then a 39. So he was 30 in every quarter at least, and that always tends to build a massive score, especially if you get like a big 50-point quarter in there. So he didn't have a 50-point quarter, but all the 30s just added up, and you were going to get at least 120, but he got 132 in the end. Really, really happy about that. Jordan Clark cracked the ton, huge, and yeah, he's just going on, and seems to be the one that they seem to drive out of, and that's how he's getting a lot of his work done. A 5 tackle effort here was huge, and yeah, let's just hope he can put on some another 100 scores and then be a really good player. Nick Dacos, 85. He's really struggled the last couple of weeks just to get it going. 31 touches against the Bombers, but he was horrific by foot. 32 touches here and not much non-disposal work. So really hope that he can get those non-disposal marks up a little bit. Plays the Hawks. Don't know if Hawks will particularly tag or whatnot, but I'm hoping he puts up a decent score there. Harry Sheasel, 78, just got tagged, and it's as simple as that. You're going to cop tags, and this was one of those ones from Sheasel. And yeah, I think the non-Sheasel owners did a decent job this week, I think. From memory, looking at the top guy who didn't have Sheasel, I think he had like a Dan Houston instead, and then he also didn't have Jack Crisp. He had like a Noah Anderson, and that's pretty much where all the points were differentials. Nick Martin, absolutely huge there, 143. I thought he was really impactful as well. 26 touches, 9 marks, 4 tackles, 3 free kicks, 4 goals. He basically did every positive thing he could. And that was really, really helpful. And of course, him doing that is obviously going to help the cause. Plays Adelaide next week. We'll see how that goes. Has he played Adelaide this year? 109 against them. But there's also been talk, I think, of him potentially moving forward and moving more up the ball, which could be interesting. He has kicked goals before, 2 goals here. 1 there. And then did he kick any others? So yeah, he has kicked, 9 goals for the year. So we'll see how that move forward potentially impacts him. I don't think it will have a positive impact, but he's still top of the line in the defender line for this year. And then Hayden Young put up an 81. It kind of stinks that he's put up basically a stinker and then a good game and then another stinker. I'm hoping against Melbourne that he can put up a decent score. Has Eagles the week after. So we'll see how he goes, but I'm not... He's definitely one that's on the radar of being dumped. But if you take out that 35, his stats don't look the worst. So, that 37. So that 37, I think, is just a blip. And the 81 is more like his down game. So we'll see how he goes in the next couple of weeks. If he can get those disposals back up to that 25 or so marker. And then also get his marks up a 1 or 2, then he's going to be well on his way to that 100 score again. Gordon, 151, absolutely huge. Was fun to watch him just racking up the disposals, 30 kicks in the end, 90 points through kicks, 11 handballs, which is 22 points, 8 marks, another 24, 3 tackles, another 12, 4 free kicks, 1 against is a +1 there, and then two behinds there as well as still a +2. He could have easily ended up with a 160 there quite easily. Bont with a clean 100 for the second straight week. Felt like almost deja vu there, but he's just doing his job at the end of the day. If 100 is the low point, then those big scores are going to come, and it's really going to make a difference. And yeah, 9 tackles to get it to get the job done against Carlton. He's just a massive player and a good player to watch at the end of the day because he can rack it up very quickly. Tom Green wasn't that efficient, but 37 touches for him, 3 marks, 7 tackles, a 1, 2, 3. He's back in form now, and this is really fun to watch. And he'll be interesting next year to see where his value lands. If we look at this, we go here and say there's 6 weeks to go, and he's at 1675. If he averages, say, 110 from here, that's another 660 plus 1675 equals that. Divide that by 23. I could see him averaging 101, 102 for the remainder for the whole year, and that'll still put him at like 900, 910k. So that 7 that he got against the Swans is going to come impactful next year because he's effectively averaging at the moment 1668 divided by 16. 1668 divided by 16. He's effectively averaging 104 for the year without the injury, and that's going to be probably an effective average of about 106 without the injury, and that's still +5 or +6 on what he's going to average, I would suspect. So it's going to be fun and interesting to have him involved next year because I suspect he's probably going to be priced around that 900 to 910k region. Then you've got Zach Merritt, 91. He kind of sucked. And was this the game that you got off to a really good start and then you just slowed down or whatnot? I can't remember exactly, but I'm pretty sure he had a poor last quarter. Let me just double check this for you guys. 91 Merritt, here we go. Fourth quarter, he added 18, third 22, 29, and the first 22. So he was on 51 at halftime and got to a 91. A 91 isn't the worst game. Would just like to see him definitely pick it up just a little bit, get to that sort of 105 range, as your poor game is a lot better to stomach, easier to stomach, I should say. Jack Crisp, he sucked. He was on the wing. I'm just thinking against the Hawks, is he going to be involved more? What's the go with even Scotty Pendlebury? What's the go with the injuries there at Collingwood? So we'll see how that goes. And whether they how they line up and where Crisp is on, because he just didn't get involved at all, and he could be massive liability next week. 127 break even against Hawthorn. Played Hawthorn for a 77 last time out, so yeah, I'm a little bit worried about this, but hopefully he can return back to his best, score 100, and then I can dump him because his role is horrific, or move Hayden Young on at that time, or maybe even move both of them on if I have the cash available to do that. Zach Butters, 266 in total because I used the captaincy on him, and I was so glad that I did. He was absolutely massive. 35 touches, 12 marks, 1 tackle, and a goal. Was absolutely huge and has been huge the last couple of weeks. So, yeah, really glad that I did that. 69 break even against Richmond. We'll see if Richmond tag or whatnot. But he is certainly a captaincy option next week alongside the likes of English, who play at the exact same time. We'll see how that goes depending on selection for Geelong, because Geelong basically went in with no ruckman, and that'll be an English 120 easily if that is the case. Connor Rozee brought him in 104, and yeah, I'm pretty happy about that. I thought this would be the case also with Rozee 104, and yeah, just really happy. 96 average now, and similar case to the likes of a Tom Green, in that if he averages, say, 110 for the rest of the year, 660 plus 1345 equals 2005. Divide that by 20 and you get 100.25. So he'll be priced around that 900 marker, I'd suspect, next year. If he goes 110 for the rest of the year, which I think is an average that he can regularly hit, given that he's 115 through last 3 and 106 through last 5. And then I used Lawson Humphries off the bench here. That was just an amazing play, to be honest with you. And yeah, just really happy about that. Lawson Humphries did huge, and I think he's going to be one that I try and see if I can use off the bench. We'll see with that. I really want to move him into this sort of defender slot so that I can get another guy here, but we'll see about that. I just need to clear out Logan Evans and also Ari Schoenmaker, but they will go in the next couple of weeks, I suspect. But yeah, Lawson Humphries was huge. Billy Dowling, 80 on the bench as well, and then we'll talk about Logan Evans on the bench, 80 as well, pretty good. Hayden Young, as we talked about, yeah, just an 80. I was going to potentially emergency him if he'd scored any lower and put Logan Evans on there, which probably would have been a better plan, to be honest with you. Tim English, 111, pretty big again. Played against the Carlton against Jill Rux and got a 111. I was really happy about that. 32 hit out, 6 and 5. He got going after a slow first quarter of an 18, so 93 in the back 3. Plays against plays against Geelong, who have no ruckman, and I'm really intrigued because Darcy Cameron went 58 hit outs against them. And he went 93 against them in round 4, but that was, I think, with Tomway, or they had Blickarves and Stanley or whatnot. So we'll see how they line up, but I'm definitely intrigued to see because the last sort of 4 to 5 weeks, Geelong have given up a massive amount of points to ruckman, so I think that Tim English can do the same. Brodie Grundy, 110, absolutely dominated Tristan Cherry, and yeah, really happy about that, and also kicked a goal for his measure. Got in front of, was it Joel Amati or something? To take a mark right out in front and got the plus 12, which was inclusive of the goal. Brisbane this week, tough matchup, so not expecting much from him. Then he has Western Bulldogs, which having played them earlier this year for 119, I'm expecting a decent score there. Then Port Adelaide, another decent score probably. Collingwood, I'm pretty sure he played them early and put up a stinker. Yeah, 53, where he had the Mason Cox and also Darcy Cameron. So we'll see how that goes, given that Mason Cox should be back by then. Then has Essendon and Adelaide. So probably tough fixtures for Brodie Grundy to finish out the year. But we'll see if potentially a Max Gawn can slot back in there or something like that and work out that. Flanders, 95 didn't really work. That kind of sucks. But a 95 for him isn't the worst. Like, we always look at these later on in the season and go, oh, they scored 95, or they didn't crack the ton, oh, that's a bad. But he still has the role. It just didn't crack it. Like, it's not, you can have down games, and yeah, no, his consistency here is really, really good. 87 is his low. Like, 87 still is a top 6 forward, even as a low game, and he's had like, what's his last 5? Maybe 100? 112 last 5, that probably includes the 160 bomb. Yeah, take 60 or so, take 50 points out of that. That gets him down to basically a 100 last 5 in normality. So yeah, 100 last 5, pretty good. Dane Zorko, 85, 105 last 5, 102 last 3, and I'm pretty sure I brought him in for a 118, so 102 last 3. Not the greatest, but still a 100 average across a 3-game span. You're starting to get to, that's a good trade-in still. Jai Caldwell, 120, I brought him in for the 130 last week and then a 120, so he's been a really good trade-in as well. Dylan Moore on the edge, but then again, he did put up 2 really good performances and then a really poor one, so what can you do with him? Honestly, 106 last 3 and 95 last 5. Plays against Collingwood, so it'll be interesting how that goes. Isaac Heaney back this week. I did take the 70 from Sean Manor. Probably could have used a Billy Dowling 80, but when you take a 70 from a rookie, you're always going to probably take the 70 or so from a rookie over Billy Dowling, given it was higher than Billy Dowling's average after the 80. And before the 80, he had 4 games for a 257. 4 games for 257, I believe, which is an average of roughly 63 or so, I think. So yeah, I was always going to take a 70 there. Luke Jackson solo rucking 111. Sean Darcy back this week, so we'll see how that goes. But plays Melbourne, which he should dominate on Van Rooyen, and hopefully he gets a lot of time there as they ease Darcy back into it. Tholstrop, 63, good cash gen, probably time to go. And then Sean Manor, 70, also really good cash gen. And yeah, he should skyrocket up to 500k very, very quickly, given minus 18 break even, minus 13, minus 1 if he hits 57s, which would still be another, 58 plus 56, 114k in cash gen in the next 3 weeks projected, gets him up to 480k. So yeah, he will be probably a guy that you don't even bother trading by the end of the year, just because he could be a loop on the forward line for Jackson if you get a dead rookie here or something like that in the next couple of weeks. And then Ari Schoenmaker, 60, 362k. Really, really happy about the cash gen there. So cash gen going really well. Probably hopeful to get the last rookie off the field this week. I don't know exactly what my plans are at the moment. I was going to go for Philippou, but he's out for 3 to 4 weeks. So it looks like, yeah, I'm getting the last rookie off, and we'll have 58k probably next week. So you can probably figure out the trades in itself. But yeah, I'm hopeful next week to move Hayden Young on, as I actually have moved the likes of, where is he? Crisp into the, where's Crisp? Where is he? Crisp in the, oh, there he is. Crisp is still there, so either Crisp or Hayden Young moves next week. The other moves the preceding week. And yeah, it could be Holmes, could be anyone. I don't know exactly who will come in this week yet. But we'll see on that front. I'll probably change my mind 3 times over, given we've just received news that Kane Farrell is out injured. So we'll see how that goes with potential Dan Houston coming in. And that'll mean that the back line, yeah, and then I can just go midfielder, and then have the likes of a 23rd primo by the time of round 21, I think it is, also, give or take. Round 21 should be the time, or 22, sorry, should be the time that I get a 23rd primo. But I still have rookies that are almost acting as primos on the bench here. But anyway, that pretty much is the video there, and I'll see you guys in the next ones. Bye, guys.